And this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to... Yeah. Hey, Mean Matt here. This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Impact No Surrender on Friday, so again, I have a hard time keeping up with Impact.
Yeah.
There's other shows to watch. No excuse, it's just it piles up, so...
Oh yeah. Go one pay-per-view until the next and the next. It just, it adds up. And then of course, if you're like Matt and you record the shows and it's like, okay, where am I now? And I'm supposed to the most recent episode that I recorded, and how far am I away from it?
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna be an older episode of Impact, a more recent one, and what have you? So yeah.
I just know that the last thing I saw, I remember saying, I should watch the whole episode, but it was Bully Ray confronting Mila Slamovich.
Masa Slamovich.
Slamovich. About Mickey James. So,
Right.
yeah, there was a storyline, I think, between Mickey and Bully Ray, so that's kind of interesting, but yeah, that match we're going to talk about too, so let's get at it.
Yeah.
We have a pre-show. We have Jonathan Gresham versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Ooh, that should be a good match.
Yeah,
The Octopus versus the Speedball.
exactly. And I mean, we praise Mike Bailey.
Yeah, we've praised Speedball before. Just how talented he is and just how good he is. And, having been, Impact or X-Division champion, so he has gone that far, and, he definitely earned it.
Yeah. And then, you have Jonathan Gresham, who has been one of the best wrestlers in Ring of Honor. And so, yeah, this is going to be a difficult one because they have two different styles.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jonathan has been in a lot of very epic matches.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I mean, so is Mike, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be a hard one to choose.
Yeah. Both very talented. Both, like Matt said, very different styles. I'm sure it'll mesh well together.
Yeah.
As to who's gonna win. Ooh. You literally could go either way, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Giselle Shaw versus Gianna Perrazzo.
The Virtuosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been on a tear. I mean, I still haven't seen anything from Giselle yet. Although, yeah, we've seen a few pay-per-views here and there. But I still think Deanna's on fire. I mean, she's done a whole hell of a lot in her career. And so, being one of the longest Knockouts champions. So, I mean, it could go either way, but I'm gonna pick Deanna for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Gianna too. Like, Giselle is good. It's just really weird how I haven't seen much from her.
Yeah.
I mean, Regan Deanna has been a relevancy for the better part of, I'll say, at least 3 years or so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, knockouts, champion, battling with Mickey James, and just that long run she went on as knockouts champion and defeating of who's who of talent to retain that title. I think she's the longest knockouts champion and how good she is. It's not anything like she's gone on a downward spiral. It's more of like they're rebuilding her, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you had him with Matthew Winnipeg, and
Matthew Ray.
Yeah. And so, they broke apart. He went on commentary. That's gonna be cool. I think that this will be a good match. But yeah, the Virtuosa for the win.
Yeah. I wonder if that was his end goal from the beginning, going to Impact. I mean, yeah, he had a few matches, but I wonder if his main objective was just to do commentary.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I would think so. And I mean, not to say his work wasn't that. I mean, it was great in WWE.
Yeah.
The Vaudevillains were a good tag team.
Yes.
He had a stellar run with Rusev.
Yeah.
Ramiro. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with his career as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of which, you've got Mickey James versus Mira Slamovich for the Knockouts title. Misha, I mean.
It's Masha. And could this be her time as Knockouts champion? I mean, you just had Mickey win the title from Jordan at her. No. I was going to say Archie Gallows. No, that's not it. That's Slammiversary. What was the friggin' pay-per-view in, was it December? Or November?
Oh. It wasn't
And it was the
Victory Road. I don't know.
No, the most recent Impact pay-per-view. Mickey won the title from Jordan and that, the whole last rodeo thing.
Yeah.
And so, I don't see Mickey losing the title just yet.
Right.
And, Masha has been on a hell of a tear since her debut in Impact. Like I said, is it her time to be Knockouts champion? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And I know that Misha and Bully Ray have been having a tag team, so to speak.
Right.
And I know that there is an issue with Bully and Mickey, but again, don't see Mickey lose.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as Misha is a strong wrestler, I think, you know what, give it a few more months. I mean, once again, Mickey's not old enough to retire yet.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, that's kind of what I've been saying all along. So, yeah, for me, it'll be Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind.
Nice. Ooh, boy, this would be an interesting one. Moose versus, and his name is Joe Hendry. Yes.
It will be interesting. I mean, Joe has been one of the best independent wrestlers. And we all know about Moose. We talked about him
Yes.
a lot over the years. I think it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Because, I mean, Henrik is very athletic. But then again, you look at Moose, and he's also, he had a big powerhouse, but also very athletic as well.
Like for a dude that's like 6'6", close to 300 pounds, and some of the athletic shit that man can do is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, a man that size should not be doing those types of things, but yet he still does.
Yeah. And you look at the lineage of what Moose has accomplished. Being in Ring of Honor, being on Impact Wrestling, wherever else he's been in,
Yeah.
You could talk about his stint with American Top Team.
Mm-hmm.
His feud with Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
This guy can be one of the best wrestlers to go into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh, hands down, for sure.
So, I mean, I have no clue.
I'm gonna take Moose.
Okay?
Only because, yeah, as athletic as Joe Hendry is, as, good of a technical wrestler he is, I don't see a way. I mean, you probably can. I just don't see a way of him being able to combat Moose's power.
That is true. Yeah, I'm gonna say Moose. I am a fan of Joe. I just think that I know Moose can overpower him in a second.
Oh, yeah.
So,
One thing I will say, though, is Joe Hendry's music videos, if you want to call them that, prior to a match, are always entertaining.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. If you want to talk about sports entertainment, there's no better than Joe Hendry.
I mean, is it goofy? Yes. Is it not something you would typically see? Also, yes. But it's what has defined Joe Hendry as a character and what has made him so popular.
Yeah, for sure.
People love Joe.
Yeah.
And him to come out, do the whole, wave thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I like that. And again, that's what sports entertainment is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that can be that entertaining and kick your ass like that.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about it, I believe it was last week, Elimination Chamber predictions. We talked about that with Asuka.
Yeah.
So I believe this is the X Division Championship. I will look it up. You got Steve Macklin versus Brian Myers versus Heath versus PCO.
Macklin, Myers, Heath, and PCO. Boy, those are four very unlikely men to be put in a match. Well, isn't Brian Myers the digital media champion?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, funny enough.
Four-way for the digital media championship, perhaps?
Yeah.
I mean, interesting.
Well, interestingly enough, all four guys were in WWE at one point. It's got Steve Macklin.
Yeah, Macklin.
Steve Cutler.
Yeah.
Steve Cutler.
Steve Cutler.
You got Heath as Heath Slater. You got Brian Myers, obviously. I forgot.
Brian Myers as Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
And of course.
PCO as Jean Lafitte.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, that's cool. That's a little bit of trivia, but Yeah, I mean, PCO is an odd character himself.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the shit he did in Ring of Honor, and then coming in with all the other guys to be Anu no more. It's kind of cool. But I mean, Steve Macklin is one of those guys that I can get behind, and I've got behind before. So, honestly, I'm going to say Steve Macklin, or hell, Brian Myers is going to retain.
I have been wondering. Over the last several months, did Macklin piss somebody off? Did Macklin shit the bed with somebody? Did Macklin piss in somebody's cornflakes? Did Macklin just rub somebody the wrong way? Who the fuck knows? Like, that man could already easily be a champion.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't gotten it yet. And like, he's so good, he's so talented. He's a hell of a performer. And he can talk some shit. It's just, what is it that hasn't gotten him to that point of being a champion?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, you take a guy who was in Forgotten Sons,
Yes.
and then, like, once again, you have guys like Gunner, or, you know, whatever the fuck his name is, you know,
Riker.
who was in Impact Wrestling at some point.
Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake. And you take those guys and you think that they're going to be a great stable because they're former Marines, or at least Jackson Riker was. And so that didn't work out, unfortunately. I mean, he had to open his big fat fucking mouth. And yeah, no longer in a company. And Steve Macklin coming into Impact, it's like, why not put a title on him? He's been in here long enough now that you should be able to do that. But no, you can't fucking do that. And I don't understand why. Like Kyle said, I have no idea what he's done to piss off the company. I just don't understand it. You know?
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind how you could take some wrestlers, and I made that argument last week, I'm sure. You could take some wrestlers and you could fuck them around, and then they go nowhere. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I made my pick.
I think I'll take Myers.
Alright. We're going to talk about Farmer Connor of the Ascension versus Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah. So we got the design, which is Khan, Alan Angels, and Diener.
Yeah.
And yeah, Khan, the Ascension, you know, it was a very, very good tag team. They did really well in NXT.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame that when they were on the main roster, it just went south.
Yeah, I mean, Connor and Bram were a good tag team.
Yeah.
And Bram went to Impact. And yeah, when I went to the main roster, it was the shits, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, Frankie Kazarian, Impact Wrestler, Ring of Honor. He did a stint in WWE in 2009, I want to say. This should be a stellar match.
Yeah, for sure it should be a stellar match. I really interested in how this match is gonna go, and even like who's gonna win, because I don't really know who would benefit from a win in this match more, whether Frankie or Khan. Like, they're doing a really good job of, you know, continuing on with like the Violent by Design image, but like taking it in a completely different direction with, you know, Diener as like the leader, and then Khan and Angels are like the two disciples, if you will, much like, you know, you had Eric Young in charge of Violent by Design, and then you had, you know, Diener and Joe Doring as like the followers or disciples, whichever you want to call it. And of course, we still got, you know, Joe battling cancer. Eric Young, haven't seen him for a little while. There's some, I don't want to say rumor because it's not really rumor, but like some talk that Sanity is coming back to WWE, which is probably why I guess you could say they kicked out Eric Young and, you know, okay, write him off of TV for Impact, and then he can go back to WWE and give that another shot with Sanity and what have you. So yeah, yeah. Who could be taking this one, honestly?
Well, I don't know how long Khan has really been in Impact. So honestly, I'm gonna say Frankie.
Okay, yeah, Frankie, I could see that. I mean, you know, you literally could go either way with this one. I'll take Frankie just on a whim.
Alright. Yeah, sounds good.
Next we go to Time Machine versus the Bullet Club. So is that Bikushida and the Motor City Machine Guns against somebody in the Bullet Club?
It'll be Chris Bay, Ace Austin, and I can't remember who else.
Oh, yeah.
Could be Kenta, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, obviously. It'll be, well, you'll see it. But
Yeah.
it's going to be an interesting match. And we know the Bullet Club. I know these guys are one of the top stables in professional wrestling today. So, I mean, that's cool. But you also got veterans of Impact in Motor City Machine Guns. You also have the Time Splitters. You know, Alex Shelley and Kushida. So, this is going to be a war. This is going to be a flat-out war to pick a winner. I mean, I love the fact that you got the Machine Guns and Kushida as a team. But at the same time, I also like to think that the Bullet Club are going to go over in this one. Because, I mean,
Probably.
they've been working together very well. Which I never really thought, you know. You put Chris Bay as the new member, and then of course you got Ace Austin. So it's the, obviously, Impact version of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, you could say that.
So yeah, I'm gonna say the Bullet Club.
I had heard that, I believe it was after Idol in the Valley, that Jay White is no longer going to be competing in Japan. He's done with New Japan.
Okay.
So with, you got Chris Bay, Ace Austin, and that side of Bullet Club in America and, in Impact, could we see Jay White a little bit more regularly in Impact? Because, he's already had a few matches in Impact.
Yeah.
I mean, that match he had with Alex Shelley was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
Or him and there was another one that was a really good one. Can't think of it right off the top. Anyway, yeah.
What are the chances of El Fantasma ever coming to Impact? I don't know.
Yeah.
El Fantasma. He was the Canadian guy from Bullet Club.
Phantasmo?
Oh, yes.
Or whatever the fuck his name is. I mean,
Yeah, I'll post it here.
Phantasma, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, we could see him come back.
Yeah.
He's made appearances periodically from time to time in Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's regularly competing in New Japan or what he's been up to.
Yeah.
So maybe see him as more in Impact, on a more consistent basis.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, okay. Well, here we go. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And now we have the Death Dolls. Yeah, the way I look, Taya Valkyrie and Jessica
And Rosemary.
and Rosemary versus Hex.
I think mainly the team is Jessica and Rosemary. Ty is more I don't know, the manager, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. Could she wrestle from time to time? I'm sure she will.
Yeah.
But yeah, Death Dolls is mainly Rosemary and Jessica.
And
And then Hax is
Allison Kay.
Yeah, Allison Kay and I can't remember. Anyway.
Yeah. And we've seen Allison Kay before, 2016.
Sienna.
Sienna, weird storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gonna be an interesting match. And as much as I like the Death Dolls, and I know that they've been together for a long time now, obviously I'd like to see Hex go over.
Right.
I think, I haven't seen much from that take team. I know they were in NWA for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'm gonna go with Hex.
Yeah, I'll go with Hax as well. I mean, the Death Dolls have made a good showing for themselves. I'd like to see where they're gonna go with that team. I mean, hell, they fucking had a chance at the tag titles and we're this close.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing what the future will hold for the Death Dolls. Maybe even have Hax compete in Impact a little more often.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I believe they're mainly competing in NWA Power.
Yeah. It should be a good match nonetheless.
Yes. And then finally, this would be a really good match. In event, you got the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander versus Rich Swann.
Yeah. Yeah, this'll be interesting. I mean, we know that Rich Swann was an Impact champion
Yes.
at one point.
Yeah.
Is it really time for Josh Alexander to lose the title right now? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, talk. about Mickey James regaining the Knockouts title in the previous Impact pay-per-view. Friggin' Josh Alexander and Bully Ray, Full Metal Mayhem.
Oh.
That was... Yeah, that was a war.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know the experience from Bully Ray.
Yes.
And obviously, we know that Josh Alexander is a hell of a wrestler.
Yes.
It's gonna be a good match. I honestly don't see Josh losing.
Yeah, not likely. I mean, it'll be a good match, and Richie Boy will put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, and it's nothing to take away from him. It's just,
Yeah.
If there's another pay-per-view down, well, there will be another pay-per-view down the road.
Oh, yeah.
They could have another match. I don't know. I just think that the Walking Weapon should still be the champion.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
this has been another episode of Wheels of Fury. No Surrender.
Yeah.
And trying to think about what's next. 'Cause I know March is coming up soon.
Yeah, I think after No Surrender, nothing the rest of February. March the 5th is Revolution.
Right.
After that, we'll kind of have to wait and see what the rest of March will hold. And then, of course, beginning of April and WrestleMania.
Yeah, so March will be stacked, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Because we do have Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
I figured this year, well, we did this since the beginning,
Yeah.
but I figure, well, let's try to do what we did for the Royal Rumble. We'll talk about WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So far, from what I can remember, what I got, is got WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 12.
Okay.
I can't fucking remember right now. I could have WrestleMania 6 in there, actually. So, I'll have to look it up again. But anyways, that'll be a surprise.
Yes.
And, yeah, we'll do that, and then, I guess, go from there. And then, of course, WrestleMania 39.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like it's going to be a very good show.
Yes.
And yeah, so anyways, for me and Matt, this is Killer Kyle. We will talk to you next time. Deuces.
Peace.